James Mack on the wave every morning, every day. Got the 92.7. Tune in, don't delay. Political news and the commute update. Updates on the morning takeover. Stream live, stay awake. Like and subscribe. He got the content all the time. Share with your crew. Live on YouTube, don't be shy. He's got the facts straight. Never leads you wrong. James Mack, breaking news before the final gong. From city lights to the small towns beat, bringing stories real and raw. No defeat on the morning takeover. It's your daily fix. Tune in or you'll miss the ever-rolling mix. From the Capitol Hill to your neighborhood block. James Mack on the airwaves, always on the clock. He's the man on the street with every beat. Delivering the truth, making your morning complete. Got interviews inside from coast to coast. A voice you can trust, he'll never boast. James Mack on the wave every morning, every day.
On the air, and there was some problems that I had with yesterday. I came home church and had an opportunity to that we, when you go worship and everything. Hold on a second. We had some technical difficulties. Hold on a second. Okay.
Tune in, don't delay. Political news and the commute update. Updates on the morning takeover. Stream live, stay awake. Like and subscribe. He got the content all the time. Share with your crew. Live on YouTube, don't be shy. He's got the facts straight. Never leads you
Raven, 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 Raven. And once again, this is James Mack. Once again, this is James Mack. We had some problems. You know that there has been some internet uh, problems that we've been having, and it seemed like it has affected the morning takeover. Good morning to everyone. Please forgive me, and I can't really make any excuses for what's going on because I'm not technical. I have no idea what's going on with the system, but our system and our signal is clear. Uh, as I was saying earlier, we were talking about the father the uh, uh, of the four children that were injured in that I-240 incident, and he's really having a hard time. We're going to bring that story back to you later before we go today, and we will be able to bring that to you. Once again, my sincere apologies to our audience for the things that had been occurring. But we're back. And for those of you all that are on our YouTube channel, forgive us also. We got everything up and going. This is the Morning Takeover. I am James Mack. I'm your host, and you're listening to WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. And you know something, as we go along and as we do the things that we do, you know something, when you pray for things to go the right way, sometimes things happen. And we just want to let you know that I am here. And for those of you that are listening, if you could indicate that you can receive the signal, our YouTube audience, if you can, just put it up there, and let's hear what's going on. Something is happening with our system, but we're going to make it. We're going to make it right. Listen, where were you when this news broke? Where were you when the people heard from our leader that Mr. President, that he was leaving the race. Um, where were you? Where were you when um, he made his announcement? Uh, what were the things that were going on? We've been talking about this issue and talking about this issue for a couple of days, couple of weeks about the outcome of a head to head with the president and Mr. Trump. Now things have changed that now the vice president and Mr. Trump are going to go head to head. There were so many comments. There were so many people that had uh, their opinions, and people do have their opinions about what's going on. But what was happening behind the scenes? What was really going on? What made him do this decision? Was he ill? Was there any other factors that people were encouraging him to stay in the race? Was there pressure also from outside forces saying, "Well, you're up in age, sir, and you need to step down"? Well, we got an answer on yesterday. Uh, the world heard that this statesman, this person that gave almost 50 years of his life to governmental service, has decided that I'm going to go on and I'm going to allow someone else uh, to step up and to step in. Uh, that's the interesting thing. Where were we? Where were you? Where were you when that news came across yesterday? Everybody was scrambling. Everybody was going back and forth trying to find out what happened and is it true or is it not true? Well, folks, it is true. We have a totally different uh, situation going on now. We have the very first African American woman, or woman, not the very first woman, but the very first African American woman to be inevitable. It's going to be inevitable that she is going to be the nominee for the Democratic Party. We had Miss Hillary Clinton, Secretary Clinton. She ran and was unsuccessful in her attempts. And now the ball game has shifted. What is your opinion? What is your feeling about this great event that has come forth? Does it change the dynamics of things? Does it energize? Does it take away anything from us? Will it make undecideds decide now differently that the vice president is at the head of the Democratic ticket? Is it going to be uh, chaos? Is it going to be uh, what's going to happen? I want to know. I mean, because I'm sitting here with all that we've been talking about Project 2025, about the different statements that were made and the battle back and forth. What are the things that people are talking about? What's happening around your water cooler this morning? Are you all talking about, oh, I'm going to get with this person, I'm going to get with that person? How does it change? How does the dynamic change after this big announcement? What impact is this going to happen? Here you have a woman that serves as vice president and has served for the last 3.5 years alongside with the president. What is it? What is it? What is it that they that's going on? What's happening? That's the big question. On Sunday morning, there was a meeting with some advisors of the president and his senior campaign aides, and they were discussing the likelihood of Mr. Biden stepping away from the stepping away from the race. Here, this man has invested his time and effort and has debated. I know he has had some problems, and there are some things that have been going on and some things that have been happening. And what really is going on? What's really happening? And surrounded by his family and a handful of his advisors, his wife and his children in Delaware. They sat down on it was a Saturday evening meeting, and they said that some sources say that the president was irritated. He was aggravated about people turning on him and isolating him, and saying that he needs to step out. Out of all that he did, he felt, as the source say, that he was just melancholy. It was. But this was I would call a political earthquake. It literally shook everywhere. People were anticipating, but they were not expecting. Not on a Sunday. On a Sunday, there's no, all of the newscasters, the major anchors, and everybody was at home doing whatever they were doing. People were going to church, going to brunch, going to do whatever they do. And all of a sudden, this happens. All of a sudden, boom, I'm stepping down. And then the vice president steps up. And now everything has changed. And was it the pressure? Was it the betrayal that this person felt, that the president felt when he had to make this decision about a job that he cherished, that he loves? And anybody in that position, anybody that's in that kind of authority, and to make make a decision like that was made on yesterday by the president it's not an easy thing. What was the world thinking? What were the world leaders thinking? What impact is this going to have in a positive way, not a negative way, but a positive way? And it's just an interesting thing. I got some guests of mine that's waiting in the wings, and I want to give them an opportunity to come on and to express themselves about what has happened. And we're going to talk about it, and we're going to see and delve into this. This is just really amazing to me how this news has shook the foundation of the political world. Everybody's scrambling, changing their signs. The convention, they have to readjust themselves. The campaign has already notified the Federal Election Commission that Mrs. Harris, Vice President Harris, is at the top of the ticket. What would the first debate look like? I want to know from you. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after our break, and we're going to delve into Trump versus Harris. My goodness, it's going to be something. We're not going to, I thought I've never seen anything like this in my lifetime. So I'm excited about it. You're listening to WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial, and we will be right back.
From city lights to the small towns big, bringing stories real and raw. No defeat on the morning takeover. It's your daily fix. Tune in or you'll miss the ever-rolling mix. From the Capitol Hill to your neighborhood.
All right, we're back on WKRA. This is the morning takeover, and I'm James Mack, your host. And this morning, I tell you, we're trying to adjust things, and our signal, something is wrong with our signal. And for those of you that were with us and they are with us earlier, you heard and you were listening. So, y'all, nothing's going on. It was nothing happening. All is well. And I'd like to just welcome you to the morning takeover. Things are really all things politics this morning, but then we're not going to just dig a hole or anything, but we just want to know your opinions. And we like to thank everybody that's in our chat. I'd like to welcome all of you that are here that were patient enough to deal with us here. Anything electrical, anything mechanical happens. Some things do happen. So we're glad that we have everything up and going. I said what I said. My dear friend and a friend of this show that is here. And this earthquake, it must have shook me this morning because I'm around here doing this, doing that. But I just wanted to say good morning to her. Are you there, my friend?
Yes. Good morning, James. Good morning,
Good
everybody.
morning. I need me some coffee, a Starbucks or something like that. Have you ever seen a picture of a person and all the controls are going and they're at the controls of something and all of a sudden everything goes haywire? Have you ever seen something like that?
Yeah, yeah. It happens all the time. It's technology. You know how that goes.
You know that, Listen, the shot and the earthquake that's heard around our country, as you know, and as many of us do know, our president has decided that he has served. He's serving now his present term, and he would just like to serve his regular term out now. And he has endorsed his vice president to uh, take over and to step up to the top of the ticket. What was your reaction when the president's announcement came over the news? What was your overall reaction to this?
Well, at first I was surprised, and then I thought about it. If you guys will remember, Joe Biden said that he was only going to run one term anyway when he got elected. Remember, he said he just wanted to be a one-term president because he wanted to come in and save the country from the brinks of falling off the edge because the way that Trump left the country. When he came in, the virus had taken out a lot of people. The economy was on the brinks of collapse, and everything was just in disarray. And he came, and when he campaigned, he said he wanted to come in and fix the country, and he was going to be a one-term president. And I just don't think people need to underestimate Joe Biden. Yes, he's old, but Joe Biden is very savvy when it comes to politics. Everybody always count him out, and he always rise to the top. And so I think he may have wanted to continue to run after he saw the numbers, but then when the donors kind of dried up and all the political leaders at the top started pressuring him to leave, he just made that decision to go ahead and and buy out the race. And also too, the other side was just, they were so cocky. They were measuring the drapes and getting their teams together. And I think Joe Biden was going to do this all the time. He just was waiting for the right moment just to, just to calm them down a little bit because they was a little bit too happy, especially after their little RNC convention. They just knew they had this nipped in the bud. And so, he threw a monkey in their wrench, and I'm glad he did that. So now they're scrambling. They don't know what to do now at this point.
Well, what do you think? And can I ask something? With all of this going on and what was happening, and I'm pretty sure, and there were reactions from everyone, from especially women. What do you think about the position, and how do you feel about? I'm not pretty sure. I mean, I can imagine how you feel, but I know that you have your own feelings about things. What was your overall reaction to knowing that Ms. Vice President Harris will become the Democratic nominee. What's your feeling about that? How did you feel when you heard that the endorsement went through for her by her old boss?
I feel good about that. Like I told you last week, it's time for women to straighten this country out. And it's going to take a woman to get it straightened out. Nothing against the men, but the men have been running the country all this time, and you see where we at. And a lot of times it just take a woman to pick up the pieces and clean and get the act back on track
So
because
you
it's a
saying that the
lot.
men? So you saying we mess up some? We done tore up and mess up and everything. I'm not saying that that's what you're saying though, but I'm just,
That's
I
exactly
don't
what
know,
I'm saying. That's exactly
yeah.
what I'm saying. Yeah, yeah. It's all messed up and it's all torn up. And if you'll notice, when women are in high places, everything runs smoothly. When Nancy Pelosi was running it, everything was good. Even when Bill Clinton was in office, Hillary helped him, achieve and accomplish a lot of his legislation that he tried to put out. And so it just take a woman. I'm sorry, and there's nothing against men, but sometimes it just take a woman to straighten things out because the men have, ran this country into the ground because they're concerned about power and money.
Okay, wait a minute, wait a minute. I'm not now. Look, your opinion. That's your opinion. I feel that way. I don't know. See, everything. I'm not saying that you're wrong or anything like that, and I'm not necessarily saying that you're right. But so you're saying that okay, I can see with everything going on and with these two gentlemen, these seasoned gentlemen. And the back and forth that was going on between the president and Mr. Trump, yeah, I could see that. But so but are you? Well, I mean, I want to make sure I'm listening to you right. So you're saying that, well, now it takes a woman now. Men need to get out of the way. You messed up something. You done broke the glass and you broke the vase and you messed up everything. So we should go outside and mow the lawn and let you all take care of the business. Talk to me. Tell me now. I want to engage with you.
Well, what I'm saying is a lot of times it takes a woman to straighten out the mess. I'm not saying that we
Okay.
don't need men. It takes a team, okay?
Yes.
But
Yeah.
and she's gonna need her husband on some things because he may can help advise her on things that she's not familiar with. But women dot I's and we cross T's. We're gonna make sure that everything is tight and that the ship will run smoothly. And a lot of times the men, just drop the ball and they'll just fudge over things and like Trump, just make it look good when it's not good when we're in the background, it's not, it's all tore up. And so I just feel like it's time for a woman to have the opportunity to see what a woman can do for the country. And
Okay.
if other countries have elected women and what's her name,
Okay.
Merkel ran
Okay. Over
Germany
in
and everything was okay.
yes.
Yeah. And
Yes. Yes.
what's the lady name in England? The one that just left about
Margaret
a decade
Thatcher.
ago.
Oh well, they
Yeah,
had
Miss
two.
Thatcher ran it. Yeah, Miss Thatcher
Okay.
ran it, and everything was pretty good. So I just feel like they need to give the women an opportunity to run the country to see, how we'll do it. And also, she's young and she's a prosecutor and he's a criminal. And I'm just gonna love
Okay.
this. This is gonna be so much fun to watch the prosecutor prosecute and persecute a criminal.
So do you think that with the campaign getting uh, aligned, they're getting everything, and I'm pretty sure that we know who the two opponents are going to be. So you're saying that the chances are for her to win are good against Mr. Trump, even though he
I,
does, yeah, he has these problems. What do you think about that?
I think her chances are real good. She raised 27. I mean, she raised over $50 million just from small donations, not from the big donors, from the people, from the grassroots. And so it's a lot of people that's rallying, for her, and everybody know what the alternative is. And I really don't think it mattered who was in this slot. Just feel like that the Democrats are going to win anyway because of the Project 2025 and what the Republicans are trying to push on the country. Nobody want to go to a dictatorship. So even like I said, if Joe Biden would have been wheeled in a wheelchair, I still feel like he would have won because of what they're trying to do on the other side. And nobody is on board with a dictatorship and taking rights away.
Yes.
And that's what the Republicans are about. And nobody is on board with that.
Okay, I want to say this. We reached out to both parties to that are within this region, to the chairman of the various parties, to get their reaction and to get some kind of update on what their plans are and what they're going to do. I got one response from one of the parties, and the other party declined to comment at this time about their response, or what they feel that was truly going on, and how they're and what direction that they're going to take with this new challenge that Mr. Trump has. And I got one response from the Democratic Party, and the Republican Party at this time declined to comment until they further meet on the situation. So I wanted to let everyone know that, first of all, the Morning Takeover is a fair and a balanced show, and we have to give other people an opportunity to express themselves. And we did, like I said, we reached out to them, and right now we're waiting for a response from the local party that's here, from the local Republican Party that's here. But with saying all of that, what is the impact? I said, what is the impact that this announcement? What is it going to? What kind of impact is it going to have on this race? Now, you have a vibrant young challenger coming after. Now he's really technically the oldest person seeking the nomination at his age. I think he's 78. If I'm not mistaken. If I'm mistaken, you all help me out a little bit. What is has this changed the game with Harris in the race? Does this change the game?
Absolutely. It changed the game. Everybody, it just it ignited the Democratic Party. Everybody is just ecstatic about it. And if I feel like the Democratic Party is gonna unify and come together. And I think it just everybody's excited about it. And so, like you said, we can go ahead and just let them know that now they have the oldest candidate that's a nominee, and he's taking naps during the day. So we have a lot of ammunition that we can use against them with their policies. And we can also say, like, all things political saying Trump is too old now. Just like they were saying Joe Biden is too old, well, Trump is too old. We can go ahead and flip the script and make that known to everybody that he's old and he has old ideals, and he's trying to be a dictator. And one more thing, I feel like if he do win, I don't think he would ever leave office, and that's just my opinion.
Okay, so you think he would barricade the doors, or his people would barricade the doors and everything? Mr. Trump had he did respond, and some of his surrogates did respond from the Republican Party. They just had their convention in Milwaukee, and they celebrated the fact that they had their nominee in place, also their vice presidential nominee, Mr. J.D. Vance from Ohio. The senator from Ohio is the running mate with Mr. Trump. And from the reports that I have seen and the reactions that I even seen from Pennsylvania, the place where Mr. Trump had his unfortunate situation that happened to him, the people there had a mixed kind of bag, a mixed kind of emotion, that they're looking at it from a different angle. They're saying that they can't use the same tactics that they used against Mr. Biden, talking about his age, talking about his stamina, talking about even the direction that he wanted to go. And boom, here we have uh, Vice President Harris on a Sunday stepping up to the plate and didn't reject. What does her nomination or her potential winning this seat does for women in general? How do you feel about this? You in this day and age that we living in my lifetime, our lifetime, we might see the very first woman president in the likeness of uh, Vice President Harris. What is your opinion about that? What is your feeling about that?
Well, it's going to be historic, just like Barack Obama was historic. Um, she's going to be historic once she win. And as far as the other side go, we took some win out their sale, and they're going to come back with misogynistic remarks, and they're going to be having a smear campaign with racism. It's the way I see them trying to run this, and it's going to backfire on them, because even if you're not a Democrat, people don't like it when you talk about women. And so all of that testosterone that's going to be floating out there about the woman is this and the woman is that, and Trump is notorious for trying to take women down. And so and so that's not going to sit well with mainstream America. And so I think it's historic. And just like Hillary Clinton had 3 million voters, I believe Kamala is going to have 4 million. And I just think it just re-energized the whole Democratic Party. Everybody is very happy about this choice, and everybody's glad that Biden dropped out. Even though he's a great president, he's just a little bit too old and slow to do the job.
Okay. So do you think so it's the boomerang effect? What he tried to do to the president, now he's in that same seat, and he's in that same predicament because he's an older guy. His views, his actions, even his convictions, and even the things that we know that we've had to, as people, had to endure to see to be the very first sitting or the first sitting or non-sitting president convicted of crimes and allegations and different things, and just pure melees that's been going on with him. In the chat for our YouTube listeners, and hey, I owe you as I said, a debt of gratitude for you all listening and staying with us, even though we had some technical difficulties earlier in our show. I want you to give your opinion to I Said What I Said, who is a dear friend of our show. She's on with us with her views and commentary, and she's kind of propping. She got one arm under me, like, okay, come on, James, you got to get this thing together. I thank her for her being here. We're going to take one last break, and we're going to, the question that I want to ask, and I want you to continue with your thoughts, and that the impact that this is going to have. How will people look at this race? How will people campaign? What are the things that we need to do to prepare for this? The ball game has changed, folks. The things have happened and have shook our whole foundation. And we just want to know, we're going to continue. We ain't going to go on the break. We're going to continue. I want to know, really, it brought tears to my eyes to see, because I heard from my relatives, from people that I know, even people in the church were saying, some of my church members were saying that this campaign was really dry. There were some people that said that they were not going to participate in this year's election because of the back and forth and because of the people that were that they had to choose from. And boom, now we have the vice president, and calmly and really patiently coming to the American people and letting them know. She says, I don't want anything given to me. I want to earn this. I want to earn the nomination. I want to go in and do what. And she said, not just the nomination, I'm going to win. I'm going to win this election. Does this put the the other opponents, does it put the Republican Party on edge, or does it put them in a bad, not a bad light, but does it put them in a position where they have to really just shift and rethink? What do you think their plans are going to be? What do you think that they're going to be doing to, or what can they say to uh, counteract the comments that people are making, and how the Republican senators and the Democratic senators and the representatives in the House of Representatives, because there's a whole lot of them after this announcement was made, came forward to give their support to Vice President Harris. What is this going to look like, folks? I know it's going to be exciting. I know that it's going to be a wow, this is going to really, really, I think they say the Obama campaign versus, it's an Obama campaign 2.0. I wouldn't want to put the former president in this. He served his time, of course, but they said that this atmosphere is going to be like it's going to be like the time that the former president was running. Do you agree with that? Do you think it's going to be even maybe like that, or is it going to be a more intense kind of campaign?
I absolutely agree with that because it re-energized the party. And Obama is going to be a very key factor in this because he's still very active when it comes to politics, and he's going to have to help her bring the Democratic Party back together because there was a split. And so, everybody need to come together like we were talking about last week. We're going to have to, if the Democratic Party is going to have to come together and think of a plan. And as far as the other side, they're going to, like I said, the only thing they can come with is misogynistic remarks and racism. And that's what they're going to spew. They're going to spew that, and they're going to be looking in her background, and they're going to try to find anything that they can find to try to, discredit her. But she's a
Yeah.
prosecutor, and she's had a great career.
Yes.
So good luck with that. And
So what can they
she's
find
going to
out? I
be.
mean, but what can they find out? What can they find out? I mean, she's the sitting vice president. What more can they vent from her? They know where she
Yeah.
stands. She is in the position. What is it that you think that is there anything that you think that they can find, or is it just going to be an attack from both sides um, from both sides? They're going to be attacking each other, or they're going to come after Miss Harris, one, because of who she is and that she's in this position.
It's going to be an attack because they don't have anything to come out with. Now, they've already started with the birth certificate crap because, her mom is Indian and her father was Jamaican. So they're already saying that, she may not be an American citizen, even though she was born in California, in Oakland. They don't have anything. So, like I said, it's going to be more of a smear campaign, and more of misogynistic of them saying that a woman can't fulfill the duty when that's totally untrue. But she's going to be able to prosecute the case against Project 2025, and she's going to be able to let the public know who Trump really is, which is a criminal, 34 count felony. And she's already have 4 different states of delegates that's already pledged their delegates to her. So she's already on the, she's running with it, and it's only been 1 day. And she raised 50 million. I can't believe she raised $50 million from grassroots within what 24-hour period time frame. And so I just think everybody is re-energized, and she's already been making the case for the Supreme Court. This is what she's going to run on. She's going to run on the Supreme Court. She's going to run on abortion, and she's going to run on Project 2025, and that's what's going to take her to the White House, in my
So
opinion.
what is the Republican? Okay, with all of that, what is the Republican Party going to run on? Do they have their what about their platform? Of course, you were saying about the 920-page document that they have um, that they have come up with. This Project 2025 that has seriously been talked about everywhere. What do you think what is their position? How are they going to fight with this young, vibrant vice president that has vim, vigor, and vitality, as people would say? Do you think he can handle her?
No, they're running on grievance. They're running on giving the richest people, the billionaires and millionaires, tax breaks, and they're running on conservatorship, Christian nationality, to try to make, if you'll notice, they try to make everything about God when Trump don't even know. Let me not say that, but they're trying to run on Christian nationalism. They're running on grievance, and they're running on taxes. That's what their plan is, and I guess they feel like they're going to make it, over the threshold with those three.
Wow. I'd like to say you're listening to the Morning Takeover on 92.7 WKRA. This is James Mack, your man on the street, with a repaired version of our show. And I'd like to inform our listeners that once again, we had some technical difficulties with our signal, and we have adjusted to it. And all of you that given and have called or tried to call in, and I can't pick the phone up right now. I'm not going to do that. But I want to thank you all for your concerns there. The Morning Takeover is on with this historic recap of our weekend's big story and big news that Vice President Kamala Harris will be the nominee of the Democratic Party, challenging former President Donald Trump in November. The shock waves are there. The as they say, baton in the Democratic Party has been passed. The challengers will come together. What is that going to look like? And what is it going to, it's going to be interesting, because if we look back in our history, we see that when former President Obama was running, and he ran and won twice, the outrage from people, and even the nastiness of the campaign, people were saying different things. And I want to put this and emphasize to everyone that if things were equal here in our country, if we had an equal playing field, if we had an opportunity as a people, as a community, to participate in the political process, we should not have any problems. But that's in the perfect world. But in the world that we live in today, we see that running for office and participating in business, and even in all aspects of American life, American black people have had a hard time with trying to come and to come in and participate fairly, because of the obstructions and the things that have happened. And with this matchup that I never thought that I would see. Of course, they were saying that this was a possibility, and even on Friday's show when we were talking and we were discussing some things, I didn't know that the bomb was going to be, that it was going to be dropped like this, or the earthquake was going to come. We never know. When it was unpredictable. But when the news came across of this happening, the first thing that I was saying is, we're in for we better fasten our seatbelts, because I think that all stops are going to be they're going to pull all stops out. They're going to really go forward with this. WKRA, we're fortunate, and the Morning Takeover is fortunate that we have an invitation, and we will be at the DNC convention. This is going to be the hottest ticket in town, as they say. We're going to be there live on the floor, and we're going to be talking to various leaders and various people in the Democratic Party, and we're going to get the reactions and to see that this is not only just as a historic, but it's unprecedented that we have this situation, not a situation, but we have this that we have this contest happening between these two from various sides of the tracks, as we say. One lives on one side, one lives on the other. This one has this that they want to talk about, and they want to emphasize this plan, this Project 2025 that is being talked about around the country. Listen, folks, my only advice that I can give right now, if I can give some, is participate now. And even then, before Vice President Harris decided to come into the race, I always try to encourage our listeners, please register, but don't just register. Please get out and vote. Truly, truly, truly now is the time for us to step up. We have a lot of ideology from the Republican Party that's saying that they want to implement their plan. And then we have the Democratic Party that's trying to say we are a democracy. We're trying to do the things that we're doing. We're trying to keep a way of life for people and make it better for the citizens of the United States of America. The problems that these two will have to face, the border crisis, to continue to try to help with the economy and to try to help businesses and small businesses and people that are in trouble, and the various things that a president has to deal with is going to be elevated because we're living in some not just unstable times, but we're living in a time that we have never had to experience. And we're going to need a leader that's going to step up and take on these problems and even these and then try to get some solutions for everybody. Everybody. President Biden is the president of the United States for everybody, not just for his party, but he has to serve for everybody. Do you feel, I said, that that either of these people, what do you think leadership is going to look like in a Harris administration if she gets in there? What do you think her goal is, and what do you think her ultimate plan is to help our country to get back on its feet?
Well, James, this is the platform that I feel like she's going to run on. We're going to run on restored rights to the American public, and they're running on taking rights from the American public. And that's all that need to be said. And she's already energized women. We have all type of women groups that's going to be behind this coalition. And I think she's going to bring in some prominent men also, because like I said, it's going to take a team. It's not going to be all women. And I think she's going to get the best of the best to head her cabinet. And I'm very interested to see who she's going to get to run for her, to run with her on the ticket for vice president. But she's already energized the young public. She's energized women. And now she's just going to have to, I think she's going to have some work to do with middle America, with the Midwest. Yes. I think that's the place where she's the weakest. And she's going to have to prove to them that she's going to be working for them also. And if she just continue doing, like Joe Biden said, he want to finish the job. And I feel like she would help close that gap to finish the job. And she won't, right. She'll have her own platform of what she want to run on. But, that's going to be part of it. And finishing the job meaning restoring Roe versus Wade, restoring civil rights, and just restoring civility and bringing the country together. The country is so divided. Neighbors are against neighbors now. It's the Dems against the Republicans. And at the end of the day, we're supposed to be the United States of America. And everybody is not going to have the same opinion. And everybody have their way, their thoughts of how they feel like the country should run. But we also should be in unison. As one country, because if anything happens, we're gonna any situation like 911, like 9/11, we have to come together and be one. And if whatever team loses, they still need to unify the country. And I feel like she'll have that ability to do that, especially with the vice president that she chooses. So she's going to have to make sure she chooses wisely in order to include everybody. And I think like I said, the Midwest and the older group, that's who she's going to have to work the hardest at, because she's already, um, worked the young people and women and people of color. A lot of them are on her team. And I'm not saying that people are going to vote for her because she's a person of color. They're going to vote for her because of what her agenda is, which is restoring our rights, because they're trying to take all of our rights away. And keep in mind, Alito and Thomas are planning on retiring. So um,
Yes.
that's going to be a platform within itself to make sure that we get some people on the Supreme Court and try to even the court out some more, because the court is
All
very
right.
lopsided, and the Supreme Court is way too political.
Yes. Well, we are gonna take this brief break that I have, and we're going to come back with some more on this historic event that's happening in our country with our Vice President Kamala Harris, and with Mr. Donald Trump. They're going to be the tickets that we have to choose between in November to carry this country forward. This is WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. You're listening to the Morning Takeover. I'm James Mack. We'll be back after this quick break.
You'll miss the ever-rolling man. From the Capitol Hill to your neighborhood block. James Mack on the airwaves, always on the clock. He's the man on the street with every beat, delivering the truth, making your morning complete. Got interviews inside from coast to coast. A voice you can trust, he'll never boast. James Mack on the way.
All right, we're back, and like I said, that was just a brief break that we were taking. I'd like to do some house cleaning before we continue our broadcast. This week, we're going to have some interesting additions to our broadcast. We're going to have some new segments. We are also unveiling soon a new segment in our broadcast. We're going to be having a wonderful person coming in to join the Morning Takeover family. I like to thank I Said What I Said, who participates with us often, and I like to say hello to all of our chat members and all of our loyal listeners that we do have. The Morning Takeover is building. We are moving forward to do and to bring to you the best information and inspiration that we can bring to you on the current events, the breaking news, and the things that affect us in our everyday life. So we're going to be doing some wonderful things that are in order. We are doing the fine tuning on things. We have some potential wonderful sponsors, some people that would like to come on and support our program. If you have a service, if you have a business that you would just like to get the word out about, we're just happy to be able to serve you and to get the word out. We have a wonderful platform of people. We have a wonderful range that we reach, and we want to be able to give, as I said, the best inspiration and information. This is 92.7 on your FM dial, WKRA Morning Takeover. I'm James Mack, your man on the street. It seems like I've been on the street because this morning the gremlins jumped all over my back and jumped all over my controls and everything, and I'm wondering what's going on. But I'm grateful for our wonderful staff over at WKRA and our engineering group that have helped us out to get our signal out. We're just excited about what's going on. And like I said, when we come on the air and we've had such a weekend like we've had, it's kind of interesting to see and to hear the opinions of those of you that are participating with us. We need to be informed about the things that are happening in our community and at large to help us to be better educated and to be better informed about issues that face our everyday life. And this election is going to affect us one way or the other. It's going to either be a positive move or it's going to be a move where we're going to be needing to make adjustments. There are local persons and local candidates that are running in the national election for Senate and for Congress. And we reached out to those campaigns, and one has responded. Just recently, this morning, we have from Miss Diane Black. She is the Democratic nominee for U.S. Congress one in the state of Mississippi. She sent the notice to me, and I'd like to read it and be fair just to read it because we did reach out to the various candidates that are running in our region. And Ms. Black says, Biden did the right thing, but she was sad that he dropped out of the race. I'm excited about Kamala Harris and who she will pick as her vice president. I believe that this will inspire women to help save our democracy by voting in larger than ever numbers come November 5th. That's from Diane Black, who is the Democratic nominee for U.S. Congress District 1. Also, you all know that in Mississippi, we do have another we have a congressperson, Mr. Benny Thompson, who is the ranking member on the House Homeland Security Committee, a very big and important committee in the Congress that oversees our homeland and various law enforcement and mechanisms that help us protect our homeland. We haven't gotten a response from him on the news of the weekend. We do anticipate him and the other congressional delegation to chime in and give their opinion and share them with us on the air. As I said before, we're unbiased. We're not trying to persuade you to do anything that or try to put you in any kind of directions. The information that we have available and the comments that are going to be shared should be shared by both sides. Don't be afraid. Don't be nervous. But we do reach out to everyone and give everyone an opportunity and a fair opportunity to come on. You won't be beat up. I'm not going to drag you through the mud or anything like that. But people want to know in this real crucial election, where do the candidates stand? Where does your local candidate stand? And we're going to be reaching out in the coming weeks leading up to the DNC to give the various candidates an opportunity to come on and even to express their position and how they feel. The Republican National Convention was last week that they did have. Seemed like they had a pretty decent time where they were, even though the events were and the news were circulating and happening around about. And it just so happens that the DNC will be held in August. I think the week of the 19th. They will be holding their national convention in the city of Chicago. WKRA 92.7 FM will be there. I think in our region, I probably will be one of the regions only. There will be coverage everywhere, but I think that we're going to be one of the ones that have an actual person on the floor. From what I know and from the information that I've received, that I will be the only regional person on the floor. And I'm grateful for WKRA working behind the scenes, giving us that opportunity to do so. So you all root for us, that you also pray that all goes well for us as we make our plans for the DNC. The question that I have, and I'd like to put to our guest is, I said what I said, a wonderful friend of our show, and also great participant and a great commentator on various YouTube pages, giving her opinion and giving her analyzing as we sit back analyzing the great historic news that has come forth on 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 yesterday about the vice president. As we got about a good in our time slot, we got about 7 minutes to go or so. I want to give you, I said what I said, an opportunity to one. Who do you think Vice President Harris will select as her running mate out of everybody that's out there? And there's a whole lot of people that she can choose from. Who do you think that she's going to pick to run alongside of her versus Mr. Trump and Senator J.D. Vance?
I think, James, I think she's going to pick Pete Buttigieg. Buttigieg, is that how you say his name? Because he's a great communicator. Yeah, Buttigieg. I think he's a great communicator, and I think he can reach across the aisle and really articulate what the plan is. He's already been on Fox News and different news channels. He don't just go to Democratic, what we call Democratic news. He actually hit all the news waves. Is
there such thing? Yeah.
Well,
go ahead. I didn't know we had it.
Well, it's corporate media.
I mean, I was watching. Okay, you put that out there. I was looking at the various coverages, and like I said, people have, as commentators and as talk show hosts, we have certain demographics that we have, and we got certain listenership. But I think that looking at that news coverage from another network, that do you think that they were fair to Vice President Harris when this came up?
Well, I think they were. I think everybody was just shocked and surprised. And right now they're being fair, but it has to seek in. I don't think it has seeked in yet, and so it's just all pretty new. And we'll see how the coverage go, because so far the news media hasn't been fair to Joe Biden. So let's see what they're going to do with Ms. Harris, because they haven't. At this point, they haven't been fair. And so as far as Kamala Harris, everybody is surprised, and they're trying to, they're scrambling to try to figure out how they're going to cover her, because all the coverages was about Joe Biden and how old and feeble he was. And so now everybody's going to have to reformulate again, because they already had their sides, and they already had their coverage on what they were going to run on. So let's see what they're going to run on now. And that's from the news media and the Republicans. They all going to have to change up their game.
Yes. Well, you're exactly right. And we, as people, we have a choice that we have to make, and we're going to be hopefully during this week and the coming weeks, we're going to be continuing to bring to you the news behind the scenes, what's going on with this campaign and what's going on around about us. I'd like to just inform everyone that we're going to, as I said, we're going to be bringing, we're working on our blueprint, and we're implementing some things. And the morning takeover, you'll get the greatest news and information as you would be getting. We're going to be having some different segments that will help you. We need, there's this question that was given to me. We need to prepare. I think that we as a community and as a people, we need to prepare ourselves to get to how we're going to adjust with the coming days and the coming years that we have, and the challenges that we face. How do we survive in this era of the dissension and the things that are going on? We're going to, how do we need to get our houses in order, and how we need to get even our finances and the things that we need to do? How do we prepare to live? After this, we got to live. After all the smoke is clear, after all the votes have been cast, we have to be able to function, and we have to be able to do what we need to do. And we're going to be doing a lot of service and bringing a lot of different views to help us to navigate through the coming years. There's a lot of things around the world and a lot of issues that are happening that affects us as a country, as the leader of the free world, that we're going to have to step up to the plate and help various countries and to keep the stability going. We're going to be talking about that in the coming weeks too. What's going to happen afterwards? The campaign just jumping off. The Democratic Party has not even had their conventions yet, and yet we see that there's a lot of interest, and then there's a lot of jockeying for positions to get various platforms out. WKRA and the Morning Takeover, we're going to be here to bring that to you. Once again, folks, I'd like to say my 1,000 times pardon for our difficulties that we've had. Like I said, there has been reports that there are systems around the world that are affecting transportation and banking, and even in hospitals. There's some kind of virus or some kind of ransomware or something that's been happening with various industries. And the Department of Homeland Security has put out an alert letting people know, be very careful how you open up different emails and different ads and different things, because there could be some type of malware or some type of hijackingware that is being used to disrupt the systems that we need and that we use in our everyday life, like for accounting and for records and different things. And they're trying to do their very best to find out what the situation is. And it had affected us this morning because everything went black. And I'm looking like, oh my God, what can we do? This is WKRA, your morning takeover with James Mack. And I want to thank my guest. I said what I said. She's here, and I'm really happy about that. And I thank you for everything that you've done. We'll get a chance to chat. This is the Morning Takeover. Thank you for listening. We're at that point. We got to go. And tomorrow, I'm praying and I'm hoping y'all pray and hope for me also, for us also, that we're going to bring you the best inspiration and information that's available. This is the Morning Takeover. Thank you. I said, are you still there?
I am, James. Thank you for having me on.
Okay. And thank you very much. And I'm so glad. Go ahead. Yes, ma'am.
Can I say one thing? I just want everybody to pray for the Jackson family, because Sheila Lee Jackson passed away.
Sheila Jackson Lee, Representative Lee. Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
She's a representative. She's a representative from Texas, my home state, and I just want everybody to pray for her family. Yes, ma'am. We will. And with everything that's going on, like I said, with everything that has happened this morning on this system, things kind of went haywire, but we will acknowledge and make a full acknowledgement of the great work of the late U.S. Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, a stalwart and a warrior for the rights of people and for her Texas district. And we're praying also, like I said, for her family, her husband, her children, and her staff that worked with her for so many years, and her colleagues in Congress. We have our thoughts and our prayers are to her family. Listen, this is the Morning Takeover with James Mack. We'll see you in the morning at 9 o'clock. On the Morning Takeover. You have a wonderful morning. Be nice to each other. Be kind to each other. It costs you nothing to show your love. Have a wonderful morning.